Like, ladies, who, like, in all your relationships that fell apart, who did everybody, most of the people around you blame? Did they say you pretty was the fault? Or did they say that nigga ain't shit?
I think it really takes, a mindset where we, first of all, have to be realistic. We have to be able to hold ourselves accountable and the people around us accountable.
What about leadership, right? And I heard that.
Of course, I would push for leadership.
Everyone, here we go. And that's that whole thing. That push is the problem. That
Why
right
is that
there.
a problem,
Most men.
though? I really don't get it. I'm sorry, it's not resonating.
Think about it, Ty.
Because I don't understand how trying to elevate someone is a negative.
Go to some cooking classes. Actually, go to my coworker. She be making me food all the time, and I really like her.
That's the problem.
Purposely being a fool, right? Like you're purposely trying to be antagonistic.
I'm with Sweeney on this to a certain extent. I'm married, thank God. I truly thank God for my wife. When I get off of this, I'm going to go upstairs and thank my wife for staying with me through everything. Because my God, if this is what's happening out here, nah, absolutely not. It just, no. Like, we keep acting like it's you versus me as opposed to you and I together. If you got 2 chargers and you don't have an outlet, your phone going to die. That's it. This is a symbiotic relationship. And nah, nope, because it's no way. Like, I don't understand how leadership and a man being ahead of his household is an issue. Like, nah, I tell my wife, submission isn't you beneath me. It's that there can't be 2 chiefs in one teepee. Like, it's not we the president. I listen to wise counsel. When I have an issue, that's the person I go to. When I got a secret to tell, or I got some good news to tell, that's the person I go to. But at the end of the day, the decision is mine because I'm in charge and I'm responsible for the consequences of those decisions. That's what it means to head a household. That's what it means to be a husband. And, for those of us who are married, and I can't speak for everybody, but it should be a beneficial partnership. Anything beyond that, if it comes out to all this commercial, I need a high value man, this, that, and the third, where are all of those standards in your 20s and 30s when Pookie was clapping it up? And now all of a sudden it's stepdaddy season and you now want the good man to just listen and make you feel safe.
You know what, Dave? I want to ask the ladies a question real quick. And you don't have to be married or anything to answer this question. Just straight up, whether it's a relationship or a marriage or whatever. When the relationship or marriage ended, who did the people around you blame?
I know me personally, every relationship, I blame myself.
Not yourself. I mean the people around you.
They probably blame me too.
Like, ladies, who, like, in all your relationships that fell apart, who did everybody, most of the people around you blame? Did they say you pretty was the fault? Or did they say that nigga ain't shit? Ty, did they say you, Ty? You know damn well you shouldn't have did that. Or did they say that nigga wasn't shit?
Well, I actually got both responses depending on the relationship. Right? So I actually have realistic people around me though. I can't say that's the norm for everyone as I'm learning on these panels. That's not the world we live in. But I like to surround myself with people who hold me accountable because I hold people accountable. So if I was wrong, I have friends and family that will tell me that I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. You did too much. You were out of order. And in situations where he was wrong, they would also say he was wrong. And I also like to take time to figure out, even in the situations where he may have done something that ended the relationship, what parts did I play for us to get there? Because just like Dave was stating, it takes 2 to tango, right? Most of us in this world, we live in a society where we can't even partially survive, right? The average person without both of us coming together and putting both of our skills, whatever that is, together in order to make this happen, to make a comfortable life and to build a family. So I think it really takes, a mindset where we, first of all, have to be realistic. We have to be able to hold ourselves accountable and the people around us accountable. And then we also have to think about what are we deciding that we want to build a foundation on? If we're building a foundation based on societal standards and what they say we should follow, of course you're going to run into women who say that a man has to make 150,000, 250,000 in order for him to be a man, right? When realistically we know that's not true. It doesn't take for a man to make a lot of money in order for me to follow him or to submit to him. It takes a mindset. It takes a goal. It takes for him to be ambitious. It takes for him to be compassionate, empathetic, understanding, right? You have to be able to be with someone who's not going to only look at me as someone who can only cook and clean and create, but I also bring things to the table that can help us build and move to a different status in life. Like Dave stated, if, it wasn't for his wife, who knows if he would be where he is today. Not necessarily saying he couldn't do it on his own, but when you get a wife, she creates a home. Women move off of energy. And I think that's the thing that we're kind of missing here to a certain degree. Not all women, good women, right? Women who have sense move off of energy. We multiply things. So you can come to me with a house, I will make it a home. You come to me with a seed, I will make it a child. You come to me with a dream, I will make it a vision. Right? We actually create things. We should be here to be helpers. And in no way, shape, or form, when you find a good man, should you feel that submitting to him is an issue. Even in biblical terms, submission isn't seen as something to put you in slavery. It's something that shows that you have, faith, not only in that man, but in his trust in God, that he's going to lead you in the right direction. And I think that's what a lot of us don't have right now. First of all, a relationship with God. Second of all, accountability for ourselves. And then let's just be real. Some men out here do not have a vision, do not have a dream, do not have any, idea of where they're going. So a lot of women don't feel the need to submit to them. Because how can I submit to something that you don't even know where there is nowhere for me to submit to. I have to come up with all the plans. So
what if his vision is just literally working at Amazon for $48,000 a year? And he probably retires at like 60-some thousand a year. Is that a vision?
That's a goal, right? You want to get there. He wants to be able to retire at 60,000. I make 60,000. Now we at 120,000. We still building. But that's something I would take, and I would be like, okay, you want to work at Amazon? How about leadership? They make more money. Let's move up if that's what he wants to do.
So
y'all always try to diminish.
The reason why I asked that question, I'm not diminishing it.
Burgers.
I'm not diminishing.
You can't stay there forever.
The reason why I asked that question is because that's most men. Most men just want to get up, go to work, and take care of their family. There's no real eye-busting vision out there. I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m, be at work by 6:37, and get home at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I'm going to do this day in and day out until my body gives out.
And that's fine. As long as you keep doing it. Let's keep
doing it. Most men.
So, but Ty, you snuck that caveat in there. We can't gloss over that. You said, what about leadership, right? And I heard that.
Of course I would push for leadership.
Everyone, here we go. And that's that whole thing. That push is the problem. That right there. Most men. Though? Why is it a problem? Because
if you can't see yourself past the worker and I see leadership potentials in you, why wouldn't I bring that to the table?
If he don't see leadership potential,
you've been loading and offloading trucks for the last 15 years, but yet you coming home telling me what you're doing for your boss and what could be better and how the business can be run. Why not go for something better?
And if you say, no, babe, I'm good.
That's what we talking about.
But I'm not saying I'm going to leave him.
This is what we're talking about right here.
But nowhere in my statement I say I would leave the man because he works at Amazon.
But that push. No. You know what that push? You know what happens with that push? That push. He's not going to be motivated for that push. Then you're going to be frustrated, right? You're going to be turned off by it. It's going to be resentment involved. And that's what typically happens. And that's what destroys marriages, because most women aren't satisfied with the average man, which is most of us. That's the problem we have right now. That's it. And and I understand that you're the protagonist in your own movie. I get it. I know you mean well. I know you want the best for him. But that best for him that you want ain't the best for him what he wants. And that's where the disconnect is. We can't accept the fact about the bell curve and what it means. We can't accept the fact that most men are always going to be average. And we can't accept the fact that if men start to elevate, then there's a thing called inflation that happens. Most men have always been average. Most men will forever be average. Facts.
Like, could you imagine, Ty, if you came home and you cooked every single day for your family, right? Every single day. You get up, you cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for them. Are you the greatest cook? No. You all right, but your family still eats it. And then your husband starts saying, man, you should really start taking cooking classes.
And I would be like, maybe I should. I don't understand why the idea. Because my cooking every day, like you said, could be basic. Taking cooking classes could only help me elevate. I just don't get the. I don't understand. I don't understand.
What planet would that go over?
But it doesn't. I really don't get it. I'm sorry, it's not resonating.
Think about it, Ty.
Because I don't understand how trying to elevate someone is a negative. And then also, someone being a regular worker to a manager at Amazon is still an average person. That doesn't take them out of bracket of being average. That's still an average person. You still accepting them for who they are. And if he decided not to go past that, then that's fine. We still making it off his $60,000 and my money coming in too.
Now, Ty, you know darn well if you and your man was sitting at the dinner table, y'all was eating, and he said, man, I think you could probably take cooking classes. This is good, but you could be great.
Step it up.
It's a death sentence.
Not even that though. Like, I think that's dumb because all you could really be is specific about what it is that you want from a flavor profile. Because that's not a hard conversation to have. No, that's not a hard conversation to have. If, for example, when I make curry chicken, right? If I make some curry chicken and the man say, "Oh, this is too spicy," like, cool, I'll put less Scotch bonnet in it. I'll make sure whatever. Like, if that's not a hard conversation to have, but if you're
go to some cooking classes, actually go to my coworker, she be making me food all the time and I really like her,
then you're purposely being a fool, right? Like, you're purposely trying to be antagonistic when you can really just have an authentic conversation. Like, if you are somebody especially if you're culturally different, you can easily meet somebody who can't handle flavor profiles you're used to cooking with, and that's a regular conversation. So that's not anything that has to be that adversive. Like, it could just be a simple thing. But if you want to make it like go to cooking classes. What's cooking classes gonna tell me?
What if you don't?
It's foolish. So like, or it is foolish to go about it that way. Like, because what we're trying to do is get to the optimal result, not to offend, not to like make somebody be on edge, but to actually try to be a partner with a person, which is what draws me to the point of why are we not wanting to partner with people? Why are we trying to do this hierarchical submission nonsense all the time? And I'm sorry, I think it's one of my.
You know what I find interesting is that when I use the